Hello, come with me and paint with Gouache. It's been a while since I paint with Gouache. Here you can see I have the sketch already done. So what I do is I use watercolor pencils to trace over it. It depends on the artwork, but I like to use red and blue, or sometimes just red. It really depends. I'm going to apply a slightly bluish underpainting and then let it dry with my fan. I'm going to be using 3 colors and white. For the skin, I'll be mixing cadmium red and yellow ochre. And since this is my original character and she has a greenish hair, I'll be using permanent green lip. Gouache is a wonderful medium because you can layer it. I like to start layering it like it's watercolor and then slowly building it up. I'm slowly applying the base, the shadows, and the highlights. The only thing about Gouache is that it takes a little bit to dry between layers. So that's why sometimes I use a fan or something for it to dry a little bit quicker. Otherwise, if you apply more paint over a layer that's still wet and it's not your intent, it will kind of mess up the painting. Although it's not that serious because Gouache is opaque, so you can fix mistakes easily. But it really depends on what you want. In my case, I prefer to wait unless I want to mix more colors. In that case, I will apply other colors when it's still wet, so it will merge like more naturally, if that makes sense. I suggest that you try and test different ways of painting with Gouache. It makes it a little more fun and you experience it firsthand how it works, and that way you will eventually understand and know how you prefer to paint. At first it might feel a little bit daunting, especially if it's our first time using Gouache or we don't have enough experience with it. Sometimes artists have this feeling of I'm not going to use it properly or something like that. At least in my experience, that's what I feel sometimes. Of course, not everyone will feel this way. It's like when you get a new sketchbook and you want to use it but you are afraid it won't be enough. But it's basically for that, it's the sketch. You know what else? Sometimes when we don't have enough time to paint, that's why we need to speed up the process as well. It's like, maybe I only have 1 hour to paint, please speed it up, I want to finish this piece. One thing I like to do is that I don't want the hair to look like just one color. Mix a little bit of skin tone. I feel it makes it a little bit more smooth. It blends better. Also, just a side note, this brush is so good for details. I normally just use like 2 or 3 brushes. 2 of them are flat, but one is smaller than the other one. So for big areas like applying underpainting, I use the bigger one you saw at the beginning of the video. And for everything else, I tend to use the one I'm using right now on screen, which, as I mentioned, is perfect for small details, medium details, big areas, or slightly medium areas you want to cover. It's really nice. Well, this also depends on the size of the piece and the size of the brush, because we can have the same type of brush but different size. So I do have like a bigger size of this brush, but normally I don't create huge pieces. I feel more comfortable with smaller, medium-sized pieces for now. I like to use color pencils to finish with some touch tops and any other detail the piece might need. Now, if you'd like to see anything else in my channel or have any suggestions, please feel free to comment down below in the comment section. And if you watch the video all the way to the end, I really appreciate that. Don't forget to subscribe if you like art or other random silly stuff in the channel. I'll see you on the next one.